Hello guys, it's TaseS, and today we're going to be rewatching the Killing Floor 3 gameplay trailer. Now I actually reacted to this live on stream, and if you don't want to skip through the whole stream just to try and find it, I'm gonna do a video version today, just basically breaking things down. Oh, and before I begin, I just want to announce at my 500 subscriber special, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. If you want to ask me anything, do leave it in the comment section below and I will read them for a video. But apart from that, let's get into things. And yeah, as you can see at the background here, this is the facility. If you remember from the developer diary, when they were showing you concept art, this is basically the facility that they were concepting, and it actually has become now an official map. And yeah, we've also got, I actually didn't notice this at first, but we've actually got an American flag here. So as we know in Killing Floor 2, the outbreak spread from London to the rest of the world, and we didn't really see very much American maps in Killing Floor 2, because it's mostly like Europe and stuff. But I'm guessing with Killing Floor 3, it's spread to like Asia, Africa, North America, South America. Well, there's another flag there as well, as you can see. I'm not very good at geography, but that looks like some kind of other flag as well, like just below the E, but I can't quite tell. Oh god, yeah. And you've got our first look at the crawler. Yeah, they've made it so they can climb on walls now and ceilings. If you're arachnophobic, this, how shall I say, might not be the game for you. Yeah, look at that. Like, you can see he's got eyes, he's got multiple eyes actually. He's got like bits of hair on him as well. There's some kind of thing on his tail there as well. He's got like multiple legs. Like this is actually his neck bit where his mouth is, but he's got like a massive mouth where his neck is. Oh yeah, and this is our first look at the husk. And they come a bit of a Doom approach with the husk, I've noticed. Because apparently now the husk has a jetpack which you can move around. And he has some new attacks as well, like a mortar attack. Which, as you know, with the Patriarch in Killing Floor 2, we had the mortar attack where you just launch stuff in the sky. Oh yeah, this is our first look at the actual Gorefiend. As you can see, the Gorefiend's jaw has been like fully destroyed. He's got like a cyborg eye. I think the Gorefiend looks so cool in this shot. As you can see, his jaw looks very destroyed. They normally have a production code on them, stamped on them, but the Gorefiend looks like he doesn't. Yeah, as you can see the Gorefiend in the background there. You can even see the Gorefiend here. He's got his blade on his arm. And as you know with Gorefiends, they have one arm, which has the blade, and the other one is cut off. As you can see the blade right there. And there's the clot. There's the Gorefiend behind him. You got the cyst there, some more cysts.
Who's ready for a bit of fun then?
So yeah, we got Mr. Foster returning as a playable character. You can see he's still wearing a suit, and he's got his British logo. And I've actually noticed he has some kind of logo on his arm, which, if you know from the Killing Floor 3 backstory, basically you're the Nightfall rebel group fighting Horzine. So this must be the Nightfall logo then, like this wolf kind of thing. Maybe to symbolise like a lone wolf or something, which is what Nightfall is. They're more of a rebel group. And yeah, we've got a first look at the actual weapons. They look very Doom inspired. The weapons. You got the MRIST-3, which I don't think is the name of the weapon, but that's what we got there. Oh, we got full auto by the looks of it down there. So this must be like some kind of full auto machine gun. We've got another assault rifle. As you can see, you've got magazine there. I have no idea what any of that could mean. Maybe that's like some futuristic thing, but oh yeah, we've got the flamethrower as well. So of course Firebug is meant to return. I say Firebug is meant to return, so basically they've done something else with that, but I'll get into that a bit later. But as you can see, you've got the fuel canister. You know in Killing Floor 2, when you have the Culk and Burn, I think they've sort of made that a bit more futuristic, because now you've got like a massive red canister. Looks pretty cool. Looks like it's going to have a big magazine as well, the flamethrower. Oh yeah, we've got the Scrake here. Yeah, as you can see, he has his grapple hook there. He's got his chainsaw. Yeah, I love this shot, I do actually, because you can see he's pointing the chainsaw towards him and all the Zeds are just running. I love that shot. It's as if the Scrake is like commanding everybody. I love that shot so much. And you got another look at the crawler. If you remember from the first Killing Floor 3 trailer, we actually saw a first look at the crawler. You had the flesh pounds and the clots hanging off the walls. Like, you can actually see those crawlers like lined up as well. Oh yeah, and they can also climb on walls as well. As you can see, the crawler's on the wall. So obviously that's going to make things like sharpshooter, precision perks a lot more difficult, because now crawlers can climb on walls. We've actually got the Gorefiend here with his blade. As you can see, we saw the Gorefiend before in that shot there. And yeah, we've got some more kill streaks by the looks of it. So yeah, you knife him in the head, I think, is one of like the takedowns. Yeah, as you can see, they've really like upped the gore in the game. Like, it looks mega. And yeah, you've got the same assault rifle as you've seen in all of the trailers. If you remember from the Zed reveal, the Scrake reveal, the same assault rifle from the first trailer, the announcement trailer. And yeah, they've really gone all out with the gore. You can see like the blood and everything. And yeah, this is actually the shotgun right here. Yeah, it's a pump action shotgun. Yeah, it's a pump action shotgun, and you can actually bash Zeds as well, just like in Floor 2. But as you can see, you got Gorefiend's blade there. What looks like a bloat or something in the background. Oh yeah, we've got the M32 grenade launcher, or a futuristic version of it, that's coming back. I mean, I don't know if that is the M32, because you can see the M32 didn't have this on it, but I'm guessing it's going to be some kind of grenade launcher, so obviously demo is set to return in the game. Oh yeah, and we've got a fire here as well, so of course Firebug is obviously going to return. And yeah, we've got the bash attack, the melee. We've got the crawlers on the ceiling, which, like I said before, will probably make the game a bit more difficult because precision perks can't aim. And yeah, as you can see, we've got some kind of SMG here as well, which I think means that SWAT is going to be returning, because as we know, SWAT is specialises in SMGs. And yeah, we've got some kind of machine gun pistol here. Yeah, we've got some kind of machine gun pistol there. So maybe Gunslinger is going to return, or maybe Sharpshooter merged with Gunslinger. Oh yeah, we got some kind of Molotov there as well. It's sort of like a flashbang mixed with a Molotov or something. I can't tell if that is actually a Molotov or a flashbang. You can see it's got a canister kind of thing, and you got some kind of assault rifle there as well. Yeah, some kind of assault rifle, but I know some people said on stream it was an LMG or something. Yeah, you got another look at the flamethrower right here. This guy looks like he's holding some kind of Scar assault rifle, so obviously we know some of the commando weapons will be returning in some shape or form. And as you can see, the guy looks like he has a taped magazine. Like, as you know, with guns you can actually tape magazines together, increases the reload speed, and you can also use tape to increase the grip. So perhaps like we have attachments now in the game or something. Yeah, as you can see, we've got some kind of revolver here as well, so this obviously means that Gunslinger or Sharpshooter will definitely be coming back. This looks like a starting weapon for Gunslinger in my opinion. Could be a 500 Magnum or something, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, you've got electric trap. I think that's more of like a Berserker's grenade, because as you know, in Killing Floor 2, Berserker had the EMP grenade. And they actually timed that with the, oh, and here we go. Yeah, they timed that with the music, which is quite nice. And this is another thing I want to talk about as well. You've got a zip line in the game now, so you can basically just zip line through all the Zeds and just shoot them. Looks pretty cool. We've got another look at the husk here. And yeah, I remember some people in my stream said that he had like aiming mechanics now, you know, like Killing Floor 1, where the husk hit you every time. I mean, I don't think so, to be fair. I feel like it was just a bit of luck that he hit you. And yeah, this bit's interesting, because they're actually using drones now. As you can see, you've got the Sentinel from Killing Floor 2, and I think they've sort of reinvented that into more of like kill streaks or like special abilities rather than actual purchasing it through the trader. As you can see, he shoots missiles, the drone does, so it's sort of like the Bombardier, but maybe a bit more powerful. And yeah, we got the Flesh Pound again. You've actually got like dodging mechanics as well. As you can see, you just dodged out the way of that. So, and of course you've got some kind of SMG here as well. That looks pretty interesting. And yeah, you can see the Fleshbound long arms. We saw that in the first trailer. Oh, and this is the new boss right here. So they've actually announced the new boss, the Impaler, which is basically like some cyborg pig thing with like a massive blade on his head or something. So yeah, that is the new boss which we had, because of course Hans has died. This is 70 years after the events of Killing Floor 2, so Hans would be, well, long gone by then. I don't know what kind of bosses would return, but I should think the Patriarch would return in some way or another. You've also got the Matriarch, which I think will return anyway. Of course, we eliminated Hans at the end of Killing Floor 2. Well, apparently we eliminated him. So I think this guy is actually the replacement. Yeah, so this guy's the replacement for Hans, I think. And I don't know, I might add some more bosses later down the line, but I think this is the first boss we'll get, like, straight off the bat. I think we might have another Killing Floor 2 situation where the Patriarch comes in later in the game. Because as we know with Killing Floor 2, Hans came first and then it was the Patriarch. So I think we might have another Return of the Patriarch update or something, perhaps. I don't know, maybe you'll add him in along with the Impaler, but from the looks of it, this looks like the only boss so far. And as you can see, he has like a blade on his head, which he looks like you need to keep a distance from, but that's the only real attack we know. We don't actually know any other attack he does, apart from the fact he has a blade on his head like that, like some kind of rhino. And he's also got, as you can see, a production stamp on him, on his shoulder. It says ABA 400, I think, so we might get a reveal trailer for him, maybe, I don't know. And yeah, Killing Floor 3 is coming early 2025, which I know some people wanted it to be 2024. I thought it was going to be 2024, but yeah, it's coming early 2025. And although some people would be upset with that because it's still like 6 months away, to be fair, I don't mind too much. Like, 'cause it gives them time to polish the game. You know, unlike COD, where they release a game every single year, it at least gives them time to fully polish their games. Because Tripwire does make some good games, and to be fair, I would let them have the most time they want, just so they can get the game perfect. So obviously this is going to be a game everyone's going to play, like, pretty much in the future. Oh, just another thing actually, I want to go back to Mr. Foster for a second, because obviously this is set 70 years after the events of Killing Floor 2. So, you know, 70 years now, you'd think that the characters from Killing Floor 2 would be dead. So, you know, it's like, how is that going to work exactly? Because obviously, like, maybe they got cryogenetically frozen or something, because surely you don't survive for like that long and still stay the same age, right? Like maybe they used some kind of Horsine tech to stay young or something. And I think the reason why they did that to stay young is because, well, everybody's dead because of the Horsine outbreak. So of course they need somebody like still alive to fight the outbreak. And yeah, another thing I've noticed with the trailers actually, there's no sirens, there's no stalkers, there's no rioters, there's no EDOs. So I think they're going to be removing quite a few Zeds from this. So obviously there's no EDOs because everyone didn't really like them. I haven't seen a single stalker yet, although that might end up being in a reveal trailer. So I think they're probably just going to stick with like the main Zeds, like the actual main Zeds in the game, because I haven't really seen quite a few Zeds around. Either that or they're going to be like in a Zed reveal trailer. And yeah, you've got, I actually didn't notice this at first, but you got another player there, so obviously multiplayer is set to return. Oh yeah, another thing as well, you've got like some kind of org there. Like I actually mentioned this with in one of Rage Critters UK's videos. You got like a org here. So you can see you've got the magazine in the back. Like if you look up an org on the internet, you can see it's got a similar frame to this weapon. So I think this is some kind of org assault rifle. And as you can see here as well, this looks like some sort of Chris SMG. Yeah, this sort of looks similar to like a Chris SMG, but less full auto or something. And yeah, here you go. This is actually the first look at the hood, which is actually what I wanted to show in the last clip. As you can see, you've got your wave number up here, you've got a number of threats left, you've got the compass up here, which, I don't know, there's not very much use for that, but I suppose if your teammates are lost, you can find them using the compass. And here's another thing as well. You've got like missions, side missions. So maybe this is like objective mode, or maybe like a mini story. You got a sabotage mission, so you got proceed to kosher an assembly site. So it's like an objective kind of thing. You've got basic training for like new players. You've got investigate the massacre, locate the incident log in the train wreckage. So there's actually going to be like a bit of backstory with both of these maps by the looks of it, which is pretty cool. It would be interesting to find out. And I think, to be fair, it looks like they're going to be mixing a bit of the story and objective mode together. So instead of having a separate objective and story mode, I think they're just going to be merging all of that into one. And as you can see down here, you've got our dosh. You've got 1,600 there. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this HUD, to be fair, but it doesn't look too bad, I guess. You've also got your health here. Looks like you don't have any armor. This is your health bar right here. This black bar must be like your armor, but obviously you don't have any. Some kind of thing down there. I can't tell what that is, but this bit's interesting actually. As you can see, you've got like some kind of special ability like right here, but for me, I don't know, the HUD looks a bit cluttered in my opinion, but obviously that's subject to change. If they shrink this down just a little bit, I think this is a little bit too big. Maybe it would look a lot better, but I don't know. Oh, and this is like a training area for the Zeds as well. This is like a training range. And yeah, as you can see, we've got another look at map. Very dark, very scary.
Every single...
Oh yeah, you've got, actually that's what I was talking about before, the mortar attack. You know, Beginning Floor 2, the Patriarch has a mortar attack.
Weapon to hand...
That looks like the Husk is firing it though. But it could be the Patriarch. Yeah, that's the Husk firing it. And yeah, you've got another look at the HUD here as well. You've got, I think, I can't see because of the watermark, but got some kind of ammo thing, like some kind of special ability there. I just hope they don't clutter the HUD up too much. Like, I hope they at least minimize it, like just get rid of unnecessary stuff. But yeah, the new map, as you can see, you got the gameplay of the new map there. Looks really cool, looks very dark, gritty.
There's just a combination of just so many small elements that we've improved over Killing Floor 2 experience. We've increased the amount of Zeds that are in the world at once.
Yeah, so with difficulties as well, it doesn't matter how many Zeds there are, you will have a lot of Zeds. So I think that's to provide more of a challenge, because obviously it doesn't look like they're including half of the Zeds, like Stalkers, Sirens yet. So I think that's just to fill in for them. And yeah, as you can see, you got the crawlers which are climbing on the walls. As like I said before, if you're arachnophobic, this might not be the game for you. And yeah, you've actually got, you can see the Husk firing missiles in the air. Like, that is mega. Obviously, we haven't had the Husk reveal yet, but you can sort of see like what he's going to do. Yeah, right there as well, you've got like some kind of 9mm, like some kind of starting pistol. So maybe this is like the starting pistol for the game. That is like bog standard of every perk.
More ways to kind of amplify not only...
Oh, there was a bit of what looked like bloat bile or something.
More damage. It's just more ways to kind of
amplify. Yeah, like some kind of bloat bile there or something. Some kind of big Z, so it must have been like a bloat.
But that horror element as well.
And yeah, you've got the heal as well. I think I've read somewhere that there was like limited heals and you had to get it from the trader. Yeah, so basically, you can shoot off limbs on Zeds, basically make them less powerful. It's like, say for example, you blow both of their legs off, they can't run as fast or something. As you can see, we've got a first look at the bloat as well, which looks pretty cool. I think that's the Husk charging at you. What's he doing there? He's like T-posing or something. And yeah, you got the flesh pounding raging. As you can see, he just smashes the ground. And actually, this is interesting because if you shoot the flesh pound in a certain area, he'll actually flash like as a weakness, which means you can target that weakness and take him down. As you can see, it sort of erupts into like a blue electric static.
You shoot that, will explode off and expose like an inner critical zone that when you shoot will kind of deal the ultimate killing blow to that Zed.
So yeah, it's basically his weakness. It's just basically what I explained before. And I actually didn't see it in the trailer, but I know one of my Discord members, Cameroon, actually mentioned about the ETD-08. And if you look in the trailer, you can actually see what looks like ETD-08 plastered on the bloat. So obviously that means our next Zed reveal is going to be the bloat. So thanks to Cameroon for pointing that out. I can't find it in the trailer for some reason, but I know I definitely saw it. So thanks for that. I will put an image up on screen now. And then we got another article from PC Gamer, which actually hosted the Killing Floor 3 trailer. By the way, if you want to see that, I'll leave links to everything in the description. The first time I seen Impaler, it's exploding through the door frame and barreling straight at Killing Floor 3's game director. Which is obviously a bit of a joke, but it looks like maybe the maps could be fully destructible. Oh, it's described as an M1 Abrams tank and a gorilla. Okay, with a giant blade embedded in its face. The first boss sets the scene perfectly. The game's first boss, so yeah, this is our first boss, but we haven't seen anything from the Patriarch yet, or anything. Maybe they're going to do another Return of the Patriarch update or something like KF2. Oh yeah, and this is the thing as well. They mentioned there was less Zeds now, and the pace of the combat is a bit slower. But now you have to deal with problems like, yeah, husks can fly now. That's what I was talking about before. The husk actually has a jetpack, and although I did talk about before there was going to be less Zeds, and of course, less Zeds means it's going to be a bit more easier, but then again, you've got other challenges like Zeds having new abilities, like the crawlers climbing all over the walls. You've got the husk, which can now fly, like the Revenant from Doom. So there's although there is a little less Zeds than usual, there's a lot more challenge to them. And I think Tripwise reduced the Zeds a bit, just balanced the field out a bit. Because if they had loads of Zeds with all these abilities, of course it's going to be very difficult. And obviously the higher the difficulty you go, the more Zeds there will be. And yeah, each Zed does have its weakness, like I mentioned before. It does emit like a electric discharge or something when you do shoot them enough, which basically gives you the chance to destroy their weak spot and kill them. As it says right here, I forgot to highlight it. Yeah, here's another thing. New locations around the globe, sentry guns, and yes, even a laser gun. So yeah, this is talking about the locations and the weapons. So as we know, at the start of the trailer, we saw an American flag. So of course, it's set not just in Europe, where Killing Floor 2 was set, but also all around the world as well. And they also get laser weapons as well, because of course it's 2091. And yeah, this is what I was talking about before, this specific paragraph. So basically, players now replace the perk system. So each perk is specified to a character. So I think if you want to change perks, you have to change character as well, because you can't have one character throughout the whole game. Which, I mean, I don't know, I do kind of like that at the same time, because it gives the player the opportunity to use all of the characters equally. Because I know most people, they just stick to one character in Killing Floor 2 and 1 and that's it. They just don't bother with anything else. And of course, each specialist has a unique set of weapons specific to them. Mr. Foster is the commando, as we know. Oh, you go to our Firebug and she's going to have various flamethrowers, heat and energy based weapons that work for her. Firebug's going to be a female character then, okay. So yeah, each specialist, each character will get their hands on a gadget. And as you know, in Killing Floor 2, you each had like a special grenade kind of thing, like Sharpshooter had the freeze grenade. Yeah, but this time, instead of the grenades, you're each gonna have like a special ability kind of thing. And we saw that sort of with the HUD. If you remember, there was like a bit at the bottom middle. And of course, for example here, Mr. Foster is going to have a drone that will carve a path through a horde. And yeah, the ability to use zip lines and ladders as well. You can basically move around much easier. And as we saw in the trailer, you can use the zip lines to get from one area of the map to the other. Not to mention, we also got weapon tweaking as well, which basically weapon customization, as they put it. I know they mentioned in the developer diary, they didn't want to like fully convert a shotgun to an assault rifle, like if you get what I mean, like what COD does. And yeah, you got foregrips. We actually saw that in the trailer with the SCAR, drum mags, optics. So it's really cool what they're doing. I like how they're listening to like everybody. Although the specialist system, yeah, I don't know. I'm still a bit mixed on it. But this does look really promising. Like abilities, you've got movement options, attachments, looks pretty mega. And of course, yeah, weapon customization. And it's something that our community has wanted for a long time. Obviously, we've basically been asking for that for ages. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about before. They're not gonna let you redesign the gun. You can't take a shotgun and turn it into a sniper, which is what I was mentioning before. But there is some weapon mods that will allow you to make the weapon a bit more easier, but obviously you can't fully convert it. And yeah, of course, it's been moved to Unreal Engine 5, which is pretty cool. The move to Unreal Engine 5 seems to have empowered the team to make things beautifully gory. Oh yeah, it definitely has. Like, as you can see, like when he stabs the cyst with a knife. And finally, last but not least, I want to talk about the IGN live reveal, which is basically what they did was they got the developers in like an interview setting, and they basically talked through the trailer, and they made some interesting points which I actually didn't notice in the first time in the trailer.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, in previous Killing Floor games, a lot of the enemies were very similar heights, somewhat similar scales, all very humanoid. Our VP, Alan Wilson, used to talk about the cone of danger. And the cone of danger is fairly small, like you could kind of scan across a crowd and all these heads were at these different levels. But now that cone of danger has increased dramatically, with crawlers being on the walls, husks having the ability to kind of propel and jetpack around. There's some really terrifying sequences, like the building that you actually see behind them right there. They can jump up on that and kind of flank players and things like that. So when you're playing the game, you have to keep your head on a swivel or you're going to be overwhelmed really quickly.
And yeah, they're basically going to be a lot more advanced. And actually I forgot what it's called now, the cone of damage or something, was a lot bigger, because of course they're not on an even playing field anymore. Like, they're all over the place, so it's like, obviously it's going to be a lot here. It's going to be a lot harder to like kill a lot of them at once, like with a firebug or demo.
So this was obviously a fan favorite character, and it was pretty much the first thing that we established when we knew we were Killing Floor 3. We knew it was going to be called Killing Floor 3, and we knew Mr. Foster was going to be there. You guys are going to learn a ton about him more in the very near future, like how old is he? How did he survive? Is he a clone? I don't want to give away too much just yet, but it's awesome to have him back.
So yeah, that's what I was talking about before, with the 70-year gap between Killing Floor 2 and Killing Floor 3, because obviously Mr. Foster would have been very old by then. So we do actually have some backstory as to why, how Mr. Foster survived, but of course we have to wait and see until the actual game.
Yeah, so this is pretty big. Like previously in Killing Floor, movement was somewhat restricted. But as we started to increase what Zeds could do to you, I have no problem challenging you guys as players. Like, we should make really intense Zeds, really intense threats. But we have to give you the opportunity to actually fight back. It just is like, if they're flying and they're crawling, we're going to need you vaulting. We're going to need you sliding. There's a dash that you'll even get to kind of see later, because now with certain enemies having projectile attacks.
Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, so now not only are the Zeds more advanced, but way more advanced. So of course, obviously you mentioned the zip line there, which is like a way of escaping, way of traversing the map. You can slide, you can dash, because of course the Zeds now have range attacks. Or the Fleshpound has a range attack with his claws, so yeah, you can actually dash out the way of that. And I quite like what they did with that, because of course if we just had the regular Killing Floor 2 characters in Killing Floor 3, you would be at a massive disadvantage, so...
No, honestly, the kind of the creative pitch for this is when we start to design a new enemy for the game, we try to think about it the way that Horzine, as these are all engineered bioweapons, like they view these like a product, right? Like how would they build it? And for, if the crawler is basically a serial killer and a spider mixed into a blender, this is essentially a silverback gorilla and an M1 Abram tank.
So basically these Zeds are more designed around Horzine's perspective rather than the developer's perspective, just to like add a bit of story to the game, which is pretty cool. I quite like how they're thinking of it that way. Just adding more realism to the story.
So and even in this shot there's hidden stuff, like there's other weapons on him besides a giant blade, so sorry. It might be a bit intense. I've died by it a lot.
I mean, I'm excited just to get to experience.
Ah, so it does have other weapons then, okay. I mean, I haven't seen any other weapons. Like, maybe these, like, cannon things, like fire missiles or something? Yeah, so now they're going to show us the bloat reveal, but I'm going to do this as a separate video. So if you want to see that, I will be uploading it shortly after in more detail. But yeah, this is it for me. This is basically Killing Floor 3 gameplay trailer. I know this one is very long, this video. Yeah, I am going to be releasing the bloat breakdown very soon, so don't worry about that. But apart from that, that's it for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you do want to see the latest Killing Floor 3 news, I will be the channel for that. I'll post it as soon as it comes out, so do keep up to date with that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.